In light of the assassination attempt in Pennsylvania tonight, FBI and Homeland Security are re-examining security plans in and around the Republican National Convention in Wisconsin. ABC political director Rick Klein continues our coverage from Milwaukee with the latest there. Good evening, Rick, and tell us, what is the mood right now there?
Well, the celebratory mood that was in place until about 24 hours ago has a distinctly more somber tone. But I think people generally are more upbeat when they've realized that the former president, was not severely injured. I was just in the Fiserv Forum, which is where Donald Trump will receive the Republican nomination in a couple of days. He is traveling to Milwaukee tonight, and people are putting everything in place. The balloons are up in the rafters. The sound checks are underway. People are going about business as usual when it comes to the inside of that convention. There are multiple events outside the convention center that have been scaled back, some of them even canceled. There's a lot going on in this city that is continuing, and it's basically business as usual, but with a much different sensibility around the events. You know, the messaging is going to reflect what happened yesterday, and many of the delegates view Donald Trump, frankly, as more of a hero for what he went through. That's what I've heard over and over again. I think the word to sum up the mood here is defiance.
How does this assassination attempt change the political landscape of this race for the White House?
Well, I think there's a lot of people that think that this could actually change a very stable race for a long time. We haven't seen much movement in the polls after Trump's convictions, after Biden's bad debate performance, but this might be different. It's kind of shaking the nation in a different way. We know that the current president is talking about the need to take a step back. The rhetoric's been toned down from Trump himself, but many of Trump's supporters have been, I think at this point, without any facts, probably irresponsibly saying that Biden or Democrats are somehow responsible for what happened yesterday so tragically. Truly an awful day. Donald Trump's now in a position to capitalize on the politics. The imagery of him putting that fist in the air with blood on him is already iconic. It's already on T-shirts and fundraising appeals sent out by the Trump campaign. And I think it's going to be one of the enduring images, not just of this convention, but of this entire political year.